And she required nothing more. Natural beauty. Personal habits. Clean up your personal habits. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. This is one of the key scriptures for holiness. Everybody turn there, please, or write it down and read it when you get home. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter and the 8th through the 11th verse. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands. Everybody say, lifting up holy hands. That means your hands are supposed to be holy, friend. Lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Everybody say modest apparel. With shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Your dress should be modest, self-explanatory, because it's so anti-Hollywood, it's so anti-worldly. It should be self-explanatory. Anything that exposes your nakedness is immodest. Sleeves too short, backs too low, fronts too low, dresses too short. Same way with men working with shirts off in front of a bunch of women, or running, jogging in shorts. It's very self-explanatory that you don't do that according to God's holy ordinance. He clothed Adam and Eve, and he wants us to stay clothed modestly. Modestly. Very simple. Deuteronomy 22 and 5 again says, if any man dress like a woman, or any woman dress like a man, the man shall not wear that which pertaineth to a woman, and the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man. It is an abomination unto God. An abomination unto God. Now, we've been asked the question many times, why didn't the Lord write in the New Testament, thou shalt not wear blue jeans, sister? He already settled it back in Deuteronomy 22 and 5. He said, don't ever wear the opposite's apparel. It is an abomination unto me. Okay, now the question comes, that's in the Old Testament. The Old Testament. Let me talk to you 1 minute about the 3 laws of God. 3 laws of God. 2 can be changed, 1 cannot. First of all, there's the civil or ceremonial law, which began in Leviticus, the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. It can be changed. The civil or ceremonial law. It can be changed. It was changed in 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter and the 3rd verse to the 8th verse. There was the judicial law. The judicial law. Listen to me. The judicial law. It can be changed. It was inaugurated Exodus, the 21st chapter and the 23rd verse, and it was changed in Matthew 5 and 39. Back on the law, if somebody slapped you, friend, you could pop them back. If they took your eye, you could get their eye. It was an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But Jesus changed that in Matthew 5. He said, turn the other cheek. Go the 2nd mile. It's a new day, a non-violent kingdom. He changed that judicial law. The moral law of God never changes. The 10 Commandments are still in effect today. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not have any other God before me, thou shalt not commit adultery. That is the moral law of God. It's the fulfillment of Malachi 3 and 6. For I am God and I change not. Leviticus, the 20th chapter, is still in effect today. Don't lie with a beast. Don't commit adultery. Don't be a homosexual. God hates it. God hates it. And also Deuteronomy 22 and 5 is still in effect today. It's never changed. I tell you, whatever affected my country to be the way it is, I don't want that to affect my church. Because you can remember when the women did not wear the men's apparel, you older folks. And it was a lot different country back in those days. You can even remember when the women didn't smoke and the women didn't drink, and it was a lot better country back in those days. A lot better country. But you know what's happened? Permissiveness, the drifting, the slipping, and now everything goes. Everything goes. And so the church is different. You come out from the world, you get in the church, and the church says, you're holy now. You cannot wear men's apparel. Tell me what I must do. You cannot wear men's apparel. You women cannot dress like a man. You cannot dress like a man. You cannot dress like a woman, you men. You don't carry purses. You don't press when you walk. You say, I was born that way. Again, take some vitamins. Beat your head against that pole. Do something. But don't be effeminate. 1 Corinthians 6:9 says, don't be effeminate. God hates it. God hates the mingling of the sexes. It's when the sexes lose their identity. It's when you're going to go into the perverted Sodom and Gomorrah, Roman Empire, the old Grecian Empire. Oh, God, the church has got to be different. Hallelujah, the church has got to be different. The church should want to be different. I don't want to be what they are because they're dead and dying. I don't want my daughter to be like that. I don't want my son to be like that. I don't want my church to be like that. So there's got to be a line. You can't cross that line.